Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with a gangster hideout and drug-making spot. We meet Damian Nowitzki, a trusted person in the gang, led by Macaque. Damian swings by the hideout to collect some stuff for distribution. But things take a nasty turn when Macaque accuses him of double-crossing. Macaque orders his crew to take out Damian, who turns the tables, defeating them all, even Macaque himself. As Macaque is dying, he drops a bombshell. He knows Damian's true identity, and where his wife is. He rushes home, only to find his place wrecked, and his wife murdered by Macaque's gang. A month later, he is still reeling from the loss, drowning his sorrows in alcohol, and quitting his job as a special agent. One day, his old pal Szymon Makowiecki, now a high school teacher, reaches out. Szymon shares troubling news about drug addiction among students, some even dying from overdoses. He suspects there are insiders involved, and he turns to Damian, hoping his expertise can solve the case. Despite his ongoing grief, he turned down the plea for help, urging instead to involve the police. Szymon reveals he's already tried that route multiple times, without success, but Damian remains unmoved. Meanwhile, Kamil Makowiecki, Szymon's son and a student at the school where his dad teaches, overhears their conversation. The next night, Damian is out grabbing a drink at a convenience store, when a gang accosts him, snatching his wallet. Enraged, he fights them off with force. Meanwhile, Szymon takes matters into his own hands, investigating a suspected drug storage facility. But as he approaches, he is nabbed by one of the dealers. The next day, Damian is at home, watching TV, when he catches a news report about Szymon's death, supposedly a suicide in a storage shed. Shockingly, Szymon is implicated as one of the drug dealers posing as a teacher, peddling drugs at school. This news hits Damian hard, feeling guilty for turning down the plea for help. He suspects foul play, believing the drug ring silenced Szymon. Shortly after, he visits Szymon's grieving wife, reassuring her of her husband's innocence. A police officer present at Szymon's house calls Kamil, the son of a suspected drug dealer. Kamil, enraged, lashes out at the officer. Damian intervenes, urging the officer to let Kamil go. A few weeks later, Damian applies for a teaching position at Szymon's former school, aiming to uncover evidence to clear his friend's name. Upon arrival, he is warmly welcomed by the staff and Principal Chmielski, eager to restore the school's tarnished reputation. Damian learns that the school has hired security to curb drug circulation on campus. After being hired, Damian is introduced to the staff by Agata Kierska. His first day of teaching doesn't go smoothly. The students are unruly, disrespecting him. One student, Roy, particularly disregards his authority, but Agata and security intervene, leading to Roy's expulsion. As the night falls, Agata, having finished her day at school, makes her way to her car in the parking lot. Suddenly, Roy and his crew appear, looking like trouble is brewing. Before Roy can act, Damian and another teacher Harry step in, thwarting Roy's plans, and sending his cronies running. Harry is particularly impressed by Damian's combat skills. Meanwhile, Roy finds himself caught by a group of students led by Jaro. Just then, Leszek arrives on his motorcycle, furious with Roy for disrupting their drug distribution operation. Without hesitation, Leszek punishes Roy, breaking his legs as a warning. The next day, the teachers watch the CCTV footage of Damian's heroic intervention, earning him gratitude from Principal Chmielski for rescuing Agata. As class begins, Leszek approaches Damian, questioning his true identity. He brushes it off, claiming to be just a history teacher. Once in the classroom, he finds the students eager to learn martial arts from him, inspired by his actions. He agrees, starting martial arts training during recess, and even convincing Kamil, still grieving over his father's death, to join. After training, Damian has a heart-to-heart with Kamil, who blames Damian for not helping his father sooner. Damian assures that he aims to clear Szymon's name. Later, Damian and Agata go to a bar, where they grow closer. However, when Damian sees trouble brewing, memories of his late wife resurface, prompting him to leave Agata abruptly. Meanwhile, she is puzzled by his sudden departure, without saying farewell. On his way home, he stumbles upon a student from his school, engaging in a drug deal. Despite his inquiries, the student remains tight-lipped, fearing. Damian lets the student go, brainstorming another approach to uncovering the drug ring at school. The next day, a student named Amelia confronts Jaro about her friend's addiction, caused by drugs from his group. Dismissing her concerns, Jaro orders his gang to intimidate Amelia. Kamil rushes to her aid, only to be beaten by Jaro's thugs. Witnessing the incident, the students are warned against reporting it, fearing reprisal from Jaro's crew. In class, Damien notices Camille's injuries, but receives no straight answers about what happened. Amelia hints at the fear gripping the students, preventing them from speaking out. Determined to empower his students, he invites them to a warehouse after school. Once gathered at the warehouse, he tasks his students with cleaning and preparing it for martial arts training. Eagerly, they transform the space, readying it for their sessions. In the days that follow, the students regularly practice martial arts under his guidance, using the warehouse as their dojo. Meanwhile, Agatha distances herself from Damien after his abrupt departure from her home. As night falls, Damien keeps a close watch on Jaro and his suspected drug-dealing gang at the school. One day, Damien uncovers drugs in a locker meant for distribution. Using his wits, he orchestrates a trap, leading some of the gang members to be apprehended by the police. Unbeknownst to him, however, Leszek is silently observing his actions. After finishing martial arts training with his students, Damien is ambushed by masked assailants at the warehouse. Despite the surprise attack, he emerges victorious. The next day, he encounters Leszek's men at school, recognizing them as his attackers. From a distance, Jaro discusses plans with Leszek to eliminate Damien. At night, Jaro visits Amelia, coercing her into falsely accusing Damien of harassment and threatening harm to her father if she refuses. The next day, Damien is confronted by Chmielski, who accuses him of harassing Amelia and orders him to leave the school. Feeling framed, he sneaks into Amelia's room to uncover the truth. Amelia reveals Jaro's coercion, prompting him to visit Roy in the hospital, where he learns about the drug operation. Armed with this information, he investigates further, catching a chemistry teacher, Titus, red-handed in the lab. Despite Titus' denial, Damien follows a suspicious individual, uncovering the drug trafficking operation. Unable to gather concrete evidence, he contacts Agatha and Chmielski for assistance. However, when they confront Titus and Leszek's men, Titus is killed before revealing crucial information. The next night, Agatha provides Damien with a note from Shimon, leading them to a warehouse suspected of storing drugs. Determined to expose the truth, they rush to investigate. Meanwhile, Leszek kept a close eye on their movements. Upon arriving at the warehouse, Damien confronts Leszek's men, who were lying in wait. Despite the odds, he manages to defeat them, leading to the discovery of a stash of illegal drugs ready for distribution. Their joy is short-lived, as they are soon surrounded by Leszek, Jaro and their crew, with the shocking revelation that Chmielski, the school principal, is the mastermind behind the drug operation. Chmielski threatens Damien and Agatha, likening their fate to Shimon's, who had met a similar end investigating the drug ring. Fortunately, Camille and Damien's martial arts students arrive, aiding in the fight against the drug dealers. In the midst of the chaos, Camille even manages to defeat Jaro, who had previously bullied him. However, the situation takes a dire turn when Chmielski seizes Agatha at gunpoint. In a daring move, Agatha fights back, allowing Damien to subdue Chmielski. But just as victory seems within reach, Chmielski shoots Damien in the arm. Before he can deliver a fatal blow, Camille intervenes, causing a fatal injury to Chmielski. As the dust settles, the police arrive to secure the scene. Through their investigation, they vindicate Shimon of any involvement in the drug trade. Damien explains the entire ordeal to the authorities, before meeting with Camille, who plays a crucial role in solving the case. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.